Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor. Kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, on today's conversation, I'm gonna speak more on just the political violence that exists in our world. This is coming off of the recent killing, the recent assassination of far right conservative activist Charlie Kirk, um, an individual that I will, say I probably did not agree with 99.9% of the stuff he said, and I'm exaggerating, but definitely a majority of what he has spoken about, I was not a fan. I guess you can, he was we if I ever had the opportunity to meet him in person, we would see that we disagree on most of the things. But as I mentioned before to y'all, once you have conversations, maybe stuff can change. Maybe you can actually see the side where this, is coming from in that nature. But personally, truly, I never was a fan of this guy. That doesn't mean I wish harm on individuals I disagree with. I say it many of times, y'all. I don't wish harm on my worst enemy. That's not the way to go. If I have a disagreement with somebody, I'm not going to respond with violence. See, in our society now, when you have a debate, debates lead to scuffles, and sometimes it can lead worse than that. The sad thing is, we should live in a society where free speech is accepted, whether you like it or love it. It should be accepted, and it could be tough because where does that draw the line for hate speech, right? What do you consider hate speech? It can be difficult. I've had strong debates with folks and speak my piece on why this is not right, why that is a sign of hate speech that can lead to this, lead to that, and X, Y, and Z. And they're like, well, that's still their constitutional right because it's freedom of speech. Freedom of speech needs to be, in my opinion, needs to be fixed up a little bit, because we have witnessed folks become household names off of being a little bit too free from the mouth. Okay, I'll say it again. We've witnessed so many folks be a little too free in the mouth, and that has led to, in my opinion, tragedies like this. Charlie Kirk, y'all, recently lost his life at the age of 31. And we're going to talk a little more about his career. Where does that currently leave our country? Where does that lead our political climate? What's next? Um, it's a lot. It's a lot to it's a lot to gather. It's a lot to gather. I just want to read you a few things before we head to a commercial break. Um, and before I move forward, as always, thank you for taking 1 hour of your time to the Arrington Gavin Show. I wish I was in a bit of a better mood, but it's just this has been wrestling. I've been wrestling with this. I'm not going to lie. I think it's extremely sad when you witness, for one, an assassination attempt, yet alone, a tragedy that you don't want to, that actually succeeds, that ends up happening and it's just it really brings the mood down in our world, and it brings the mood down for me. Uh so forgive me if I sound a bit down when I while I'm talking with you all, but for those who happen to be streaming us right now, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. We want to continue the momentum, continue to build that algorithm. Here we want to encourage great conversation. We want to continue to keep you all informed, keep you in the loop of things. So again, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. You can stream us on YouTube as well as you can stream us on Goatverse TV. If you have not downloaded the Goatverse TV app yet, please do so. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. So please again do me a favor and like, subscribe, and also follow Goatverse TV. You can uh, stream us on there on demand, and you can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms. We're also available on the radio airwaves. You're probably listening to us right now in some of our radio affiliates, like WBOK in New Orleans, WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknight 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Then we're going to move it on. We're going to move it on to the Metro Atlanta region to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can tune to the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that's only on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Now we got that. I want to share some events that has occurred in the past 2 years. July 13th of 2024, attempted assassination of Donald Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania. Shots were fired. Trump was unharmed, but seen as a serious example of political violence. At a public campaign event. Donald Trump was grazed on the ear by a bullet, which could easily have led to something even worse. So that right there, again, political violence at its finest. Then I move on to April 13th of 2025. Arson attacked at Pennsylvania governor's residence. Heavy damage. Intent to assassinate Governor Josh Shapiro. Says suspect used Molotov cocktails, and thankfully no casualties uh, due to that act. June 14th of 2025. Spree shooting by a gentleman, Vance Bolter, targeting Minnesota politicians. Former Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband were killed. Senator and spouse injured. Assailant disguised as a police officer armed with a list of Democratic targets. In late 2024, in November, midnight raid, Capitol rioter convicted for plot to kill FBI agents. Gentleman Edward Kelly who was involved in January 6th, created a kill list targeting investigators convicted for conspiracy. And then lastly, recently, on September 10th of 2025, shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University, where the conservative commentator was shot and killed while speaking with folks who, which he does regularly, will go to campuses and have open debates, open the floor and debate him. You throw in any subject, he'll debate you. Y'all, there should be no place for political violence. There should be no place for political violence. But the sad thing is, it exists. Now, the question is, how do we prevent this? How do we stop from this to continue on? How do we stop it? Y'all, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your guy, Arrington Gavin. I want to start off. I want to talk about the recent assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Okay, let me go ahead and play this soundbite, and we'll talk a little bit more about this tragedy that occurred recently in Utah at a local university.
Kirk is a conservative political activist and media figure best known for founding Turning Point USA, a group that promotes right-wing ideas on college campuses. He rose to national attention as a teenager after being scouted by a Tea Party activist in 2012. Since then, Kirk has become one of the most visible faces of young Republican politics, backing Donald Trump and frequently speaking at high-profile GOP events. He's also been a source of controversy, repeating false claims that the 2020 election was stolen and promoting unproven theories about the origins of COVID-19. Turning Point has since expanded into multiple organizations, all with Kirk's involvement, including Turning Point Action, Academy, Faith, and the Turning Point Endowment. Outside of politics, Kirk is married to podcaster and entrepreneur Erica Francevay. They have 2 children. Charlie Kirk is a conservative.
So that was just a little bit about who Charlie Kirk was. Again, rose to fame at the age of 18. Why? Because he just said what was on his mind and didn't hold back. He did not hold back. You're talking about a true advocate for free speech. That was him, because he said a lot of stuff, out of the freedom of speech hub, right? Or a freedom of speech umbrella. And it gained him huge success. One of the most difficult things currently that politicians struggle with is gravitating to young people. Charlie Kirk, he capitalized on that. Why? Because he is a part of the young people. He's a millennial. He was just a year older than me. And he became one of probably the most influential voice in conservative media. I mean, he was truly, in my opinion, the next Rush Limbaugh. For my conservative listeners out there that are huge, know who Rush Limbaugh is, and share, give me your take on what you think of Charlie Kirk. I mean, he was up there, and I mentioned in the beginning of the show, I was a critic, okay, of Charlie Kirk. I did not agree with him. I did not like his stances on a number of things. I mean, let me just give you some of his notable I'm gonna name as many as I can. Okay, in 2024, Kirk posted that the Great Replacement is not a theory, it's reality. All right. He said that let's see. Um in January of 2024, Kirk made a remark suggesting that if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified, indicating his distrust in diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. He has criticized DEI programs as being anti-white and held them responsible for broadening institutional failures. His attack on Dr. King's legacy, calling him flawed, not a good person, and suggesting that Civil Rights Act led to permanent DEI type bureaucracy. His critiques extended to rejecting narratives that elevated King beyond criticism, saying telling the truth about King should not be off limits just because he is reverend. I'm sorry, what? There don't worry, I have more. On a podcast, he proposed that mass incarcerations as a way to lower housing costs by reducing crime, an idea widely criticized as extreme and unsupported by data. See here, in 2023, criticized Jewish philanthropy for funding universities he deemed anti-Semitic, generating condemnation. He support Stop the Steal and January 6th involvement. Turning Point USA, affiliated with Turning Point Action, helped send buses to January 6th rallies. Kirk later called going to the Capitol a bad judgment, but did not label it as insurrectionist. What else? Okay. Here's one that a lot of folks have been repeating. After a 2023 school shooting, he remarked that gun deaths are an unfortunate but acceptable cost of preserving the Second Amendment, drawing widespread backlash. So again, these are just some of a small handful of things that helped him go viral. Now, as much as I disagree with his stances on this, I would never wish harm on this. And he has the right to share his opinion. And a lot of folks think I'm crazy. Like, I have friends that voted for Trump more than once. and y'all know how critical I am of Trump. Okay, I can't. Y'all know my feelings towards this individual, and how I feel as him as a leader. Um, but we agree to disagree. We respect others' opinions. At the end of the day, I got to see your heart. Now, I've never met Charlie Kirk. He has been in debates with so many folks. People that have shared words about him had said, "Hey, look, he's a good-hearted person. Even though his opinions might ruffle a few feathers. I mean, I'm different. It's just certain things that you say, in my opinion, when it comes to race, that I look at you funny. I'll be honest. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that life should have been lost at the way it was too. This man was doing what he normally does best, and it's a part of his brand. He goes out to university speaking engagements at these universities, have a setup and an open forum, basically open debate. Hey, have a mic, come up here, debate me. We'll go for hours. I don't care. Like, he does that. Who else does that? Like, give him credit for literally stepping into the lion's den. Regardless, he could have gone in environments where he was well loved. He will go environments where he was not well loved. Now, to my knowledge, he's never gone to HBCUs. To my knowledge, I'm aware that he's never gone to HBCU universities to speak, but he has gone to mostly liberal arts universities that might lean more left. And then he goes to those who gives him praise and gives him the huge, the bells and whistles, and rolls out the red carpet for him. 31 years old, y'all. He was a father. He was a husband. What he was the savior to the conservative movement, to the Republican Party, because he literally helped the person in office now get back in office for a second term. I kid you not. Because here's the thing, Turning Point USA brought in crowds of people. It brought in crowds. He had over 1 billion views on YouTube. Close to 4 million subscribers on YouTube alone. You're telling me what this man said didn't garner any, any folks didn't pay attention to him? He made a name and a success off of his voice, off of his opinion. Now, my frustration with what has occurred, and let me read you this article here. Well, actually, let me share a soundbite from the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox. This is what Spencer Cox had to say the day of that event, which the event happened on a local university, Utah Valley University is where this happened. And he was talking in front of thousands of folks, y'all. Thousands of folks. One time. And the video has been circulated around social media. And that also frustrates me, is the fact that social media needs to have restrictions on what they can show and what not to show on social media. To my knowledge, I thought they've already had restrictions to that, but apparently they don't. And the video is circulating around, and it's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. I only looked at it one time, and it's an act that I don't recommend anybody to see. Okay. Before I move forward talking about this, and I've said it before, in a off the cuff recording, bonus recording, which you can check out on on the Arrington Gavin Show on podcast. I have just the audio uploaded on there. Prayers for the family, prayers for his wife. They have two little kids that are not even 5 to my knowledge. Y'all, we have to do better as a country. We really do. We really do. Let me share you this audio from the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox.
Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans.
And right there, that was very respectful. Respectful. I can't really talk at the moment. What the governor said, well, he was absolutely right. I wish a lot of his colleagues, I wish that other folks in his party would think that, because once again, we get to the blame, the pointing fingers. I'm reading here from the Associated Press. The event was billed as the first stop on Kirk's The American Comeback Tour. It had generated polarizing campus reaction. An online petition calling for the university administration to bar Kirk from appearing received nearly 1,000 signatures. The university issued a statement last week citing First Amendment rights and affirming its commitment to free speech, intellectual inquiry, and constructive dialogue. Again, all under the umbrella of freedom of speech. You had 3,000 folks in attendance. You had over 1,000, nearly 1,000 signatures saying no. So obviously they were outnumbered. More folks wanted to see him than the number of folks that did not want to see him. I'm not going to read the comments on because again, we all pretty much can agree with the same as this being a disgusting act. Now, I threw in a little jab to some of the elected officials, and don't worry, I'm gonna come after the left, but some of the elected officials on the right that are pointing fingers, y'all. They're pointing fingers. Let me go ahead and bring let's see here. This right here is Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters of from Fox News. Jesse Waters hosts a primetime show. He's also one of the co-hosts of The Five. This is what Jesse's response was the day of this horrific event that occurred in Utah. So let me go ahead and play you his take. Now, he is not an elected official. He's a part of the conservative media, but I have some takes from an elected official as well. But let me go ahead and play you this.
Trump gets hit in the ear. Charlie gets shot dead. They came after Kavanaugh with a rifle to his neighborhood. They went after Musk's cars. They just shot 2 Jews outside the embassy. Think about it. Scalise got shot, barely survived. It's happening. You got trans shooters. You got riots in LA. They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. And what are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate? And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us to put as much pressure on these people as possible. Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable and has to stop. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians, Trump gets hit, the media, and all these rats out there. This can never happen again. It ends now. Greg's right again. This is a turning point, and we know which direction we're going. The media.
So, first of all, Jesse Water will do anything and everything for ratings. He is one of the biggest tools, in my opinion, on TV. The fact that he has not one but 2 shows. The way to me, the fact that he has a platform is just, it blows my mind. But did you hear him say something about this is war against us? They are coming after us. He names political violence against conservative voices and Republicans elected officials, right? Now, earlier during the show, I gave you political events that occurred on both sides. If we want to go back, Gabby Gifford, I believe she was a former senator, U.S. senator, who is a gun violence advocate. She is a survivor who was shot in the head at a event. No event that was here to upset individuals. She was just there, just doing what she does, as and excuse me, she was House of Representatives. She was also a member of the Senate, but she was also a congresswoman as well. So she has a long career of advocacy. She was a Democrat. She survived an assassination attempt because someone shot her, and she survived, and she's here to tell the story. She also gave her condolences to the Kirk family. Shame on you, Jesse Waters, for making, for continuing to divide this nation, to make matters worse, to say they're after us. They're after us. See, my frustration, y'all, is that public figures, even elected officials, they're too dumb to realize that words that they say can provoke and really stir up the pot to vulnerable, mentally ill individuals. Okay? When you say words that you say, whether if it's you're just trying to make a point, we gotta fight and do this and do that, and this is a war against it. When you use that kind of terminology, there are folks, majority of them are probably saying, we hear you, but it's a figure of speech. But there are a few people that are saying, oh my goodness, that's why I always say hate speech, free speech in general, you have to be careful how you utilize that tool, especially when you have a platform, because you can really start to provoke. You can start awakening the true demons in this world we live in. Jesse said, we got trans shooters. Okay, so I'm trying to figure, I'm like, and now by the time y'all listen to this, they should have a suspect in custody. I know the day of, they had arrested 2 people or brought 2 people into custody, but they realized that those were not the killers, so they had released them. But before Charlie Kirk was gunned down, shot, he was talking, he was taking questions from the audience members about mass shootings and gun violence. And a person had asked him, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? His response was too many. The question then followed up with, do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 2 years? And he then said, counting or not counting gang violence. And that was, that was, I believe, the last thing he had said. Y'all, we have too many folks with large platforms that will base on their personal opinion that really just rallies up the troops, man. I mean, not the troops, but they rally. You know what I'm trying to say? They rally up their base to do bad things, violent acts, and that's on both sides. I'm not saying this is a right issue or a left issue, because there are folks that will say back and forth stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. Those who come across as, what a backbone and activist work, there's a way you could really present yourself without spewing out certain violent terms. But again, that was Jesse Waters, who's not an elected official. He's just a typical face on Fox News, who continues to make millions off of what's what I'm looking for. He continues to make millions off of vulnerable viewerships, because Fox News viewerships are old people that are already slightly paranoid, probably, and they're just like, hey, Jesse says it, well, it must be true, because he knows everything. He's a successful journalist. I'm going to show you this. This is from South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Eventually turns a tragedy to the news. She blames Democrats for what had occurred. This is what she had to say.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. All the kids of every conservative in the country called panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
By that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the 2 Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota?
Isn't
this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking.
We don't know what condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking.
No, not at all.
You said the Democrats
own it. But I'm asking, Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%. And I'm going to say this.
I mean, what a stupid ass answer, or a statement to even bring up. She says Democrats. This is on the Democrats today. This is all on them. They're the cause of this. She already accused because she know. Oh, it was a raisin leftist. We don't know anything, and at that date there was no allegation speculation. All is assumptions. Once again, before you get your facts right, ma'am, why are you putting fuel on an open fire? Like you continue to add more harm to society by making these allegations. Golly. Like why is she even in office if she has this kind of this attitude already? And the reporter asked a smart question. I mean, she's like, okay, well, if you're saying this is for if this is on the Democrats and they caused this killing, well, then those two, the couple, the two Democratic officials, is that on the Republicans' hands? And then she says, unbelievable. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? You really gonna ask me that? Are you kidding me? We're talking about the heat. And it just, this is why, y'all, you have to stay informed. You have to elect the right people. And this goes for if you are a Democrat electing a Democrat, make sure it's the right Democrat. If you are a Republican electing a Republican, make sure it's the right Republican, please. Because at the end of the day, when that official is elected, they're not there to just serve Republicans in their communities. They're there to serve Republicans, Democrats, independents, all the above. So you have to vote on the person that, yes, even though they might lean more to your side, they have to be willing to take care of all of their constituents. Nancy Mace is a joke. She is. To my knowledge, I think she's a candidate running for governor for South Carolina. To my knowledge, I could be wrong. Let me check it real quick. Yes, she is currently running for governor for the state of South Carolina. So this lady has a chance of leading the state of South Carolina, a large state, that is, a large red state. Let me tell you something. Political violence is a party of its own. Okay? I say it again, y'all. Political violence is a party of its own. There is no pointing fingers when it comes to political violent acts. Okay? There should not be. There should not be. So many folks is pointing fingers at left, right. I mean, you didn't see Democrats. Well, actually, I think you I think you did. I'm trying to rethink when Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked at his home. Well, you saw folks on the right make a joke out of it. Now, I can't speak on the moment of that day where they, to my knowledge, I don't think they pointed fingers at Republicans when that happened. But later on, folks made a joke about it. Donald Trump's son, Don Jr., made a joke about it. Folks on the right made a joke about that and had their own conspiracy because they can never believe anything. There's always an assumption. See, this is that. Because look, it's sickening. It is sickening. And also, too, because I said I was going to come after those on the left. For those who were laughing, making jokes about this tragedy that happened because you disagree with the guy, shame on you, because you know exactly who you are. I've looked across the feeds on Facebooks and social medias and all reading the comments. Shame on you for making a joke out of a innocent life that was lost. Again, I am no Kirk fan, but at the end of the day, a father lost his life, a husband lost his life. I mean, literally, let me go ahead and MSNBC had a reporter who was trying to find was trying to find more information about what was happening, and this gentleman said this on national TV. This is what he had. This is what he said. This is real quick. I hope you just pay attention at this.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about.
In which a shooting like this.
I mean, just if you don't know, then don't say, just don't say anything like that. I mean, that's just, again, both sides could be are at fault of certain wording that they say. I go back to and let me just share some moments of, again, I'm not gonna share because I've already mentioned some of his viral moments of what I guess for most folks why they had a dislike of Charlie Kirk. So I'm not gonna replay the clips, replay clips of that. But again, y'all, I go back to the political violence and the pointing the fingers. We should y'all be able to live in a society where civil discourse is respected. It should be allowed. It should be where folks should not fear for their life. Look, now Charlie Kirk, what he did, he's not the only one. You've had conservative voices like Tommy Lahren. Hell, Ben Shapiro was on a tour because he has a new book out. And so he was going on tour to different universities, and he postponed some of his recent events because fear to safety. Look, you can have as many security as you can. It still doesn't take away the fear for those individuals. And look, and Shapiro is most likely in the same boat as a Charlie Kirk. I could tolerate Shapiro a lot more than I did Charlie Kirk, but and even in Tommy Lahren. But you have to respect where folks come from on their true beliefs, right? They're not just being gaslighters and like a Nancy Mace that don't have facts, right? She just starts crap just to start crap. Marjorie Taylor Greene starts crap just to start crap. She's made a career off of making enemies and off of personal insults and attacks, right? That's how I feel about the man in Washington right now. So many folks have used their platform, in my opinion, for evil and not for good. That's how I viewed Charlie Kirk. But then you have to really kind of visualize and really follow of what some past, some students, would share of what they thought of him. And then you start thinking like, wow, I kind of get it now. I kind of get it. This is what Sean Hannity had to say the day of this horrific tragedy. Let me play this sound bite for you all.
Where are the leaders on the left that will challenge this madness, that will speak out against it? And I'll add that anyone that claims to be a conservative or MAGA or pro-Donald Trump that uses that type of extreme, violent rhetoric, the same goes for you. There are some idiots that claim to be conservative. They are not. But the left has given us 10
non-stop years of rage and hatred and vile language. And it's undeniable that it is poisoning the minds of many people in our country. And it needs to end. Where are the...
Shut up, Hannity. Like, dude, like, come on now. Come on. Like, just shut up. Why? Because you already know that's not true. I've literally given you cases in the past 2 years. He's saying 10 years of nonstop rage. Really? Really? So Marjorie Taylor Greene never gave y'all rage. Nancy Mace never gave y'all rage. Matt Gaetz at the time never gave you rage. MAGA supporters never spewed out rage. No? Okay, interesting. Because in the last 10 years, within those 10 years, did J6 occur, to my knowledge? Did that happen? I think it did. That was that all? Was that left? Was that the left that partake in that? Was that the left that helped rally that up? No. To my knowledge, no, it didn't. Sean. So once again, you just keep on making your bosses proud. All right, because that's what y'all do. Y'all, as in Fox News voices, those that are the elites at Fox, those are the elites on conservative right-leaning media, those that are on the extreme sides on the left as well. Like, y'all continue to beef up this division in society, and all I ask for you all, y'all look to your heart on this case. For real. Y'all follow your heart. Yeah, you can follow your opinions too, but do not listen to these voices, these figures on your screens that are saying the left started this up or the right started this up. Like, it's sickening. And it is just, at the end of the day, like I said, a life was lost. Lastly, I'm gonna share this last point with you. This was Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat, who shared her opinion on just everything that had occurred that day. Let me show you the soundbite.
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States? Right? And every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word. Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States? Right? And every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word.
I mean, she's absolutely right. So it was asked, Elizabeth Warren, on people who say Dems need to tone down their rhetoric. And you heard it right there. She said, "Oh, please," I quote, "Oh, please, why don't you start with the President of the United States and every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word?" Is she wrong, y'all? Is she wrong? I don't think so. Because, see, we need to find leaders that can actually bring people together and not continue to push division out. Because that evening, Donald Trump already said, "Hey, look, the left this, the left that." Again, you have so many folks on conservative media. I've already shared you a couple of folks from Fox alone, but that's, they're not the only ones in conservative media that's sharing that. The only person I could say give credit to was the governor of Utah, who said, "Look, put policies and politics aside and realize we need to live in a country where freedom of speech should be expressed, allowed, respected, and like it or love it, hey, turn it off. Like it or love it. If you dislike it, then don't show up to the event. Ignore the words. Why, if it bothers you so much, why do you consume it so much? You ever think about that? See, y'all, not everybody can sit and watch or listen to folks that they totally disagree with. That's not for everybody. There's folks out there that they truly just like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. Can't listen to this guy. So, you choose not to. The reason why I do it, because I'm fascinated in hearing opposing views. I'm fascinated in hearing what this take, what's the left's take on this story. What's the right's take on this story? I'm always very curious to listen and to hear about that. But lastly, before we close, because I'm looking at my time, I got about a few minutes here. A few minutes here left. I go back to the whole civil discourse, right? When did this stop? When did this become a moment where folks are responding more with violence and not with just their voices, and then they leave? When did this all start? I'll leave that question with you all. Where did it all start? I mean, we're literally living in a world where moments like this happens. Now you see elected officials, primarily conservative officials, but really just elected officials in Congress and Senate, wanting to beef up their security. One thing I could recall, and I brought up his name earlier, but Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh was a well-known conservative talk radio host who pissed off a lot of people. But he also did a show from home. He had a home studio. He was never out in the public like Charlie Kirk would do. Now, are we going to see a kind of a, it'll be a while before we see conservative voices like a Ben Shapiro or Tommy Lahren or any folks you can think of on the that are right leaning? Are we going to see them go out and publicly speak to have these open forums at universities and colleges? Is it even worth it? They made their millions off of digital and streaming. Do they need to? Right? Are they going to do it? I mean, and look, it's not just them, because they're not elected officials. What about the folks that are in the Supreme Court, that are in Congress, in Senate? Your local officials will even fear for their life. Like, it is a scary time, y'all. And all I can say this is, we have to stay prayed up. We have to stay in unity. I ask liberals, conservative independents to please unite, focus on the country, focus on people, focus on humanity. Stop with the pointing of the damn fingers at each other. Stop it. Stop the blame game. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm saying this because it's frustrating and it's sad to have to turn on your TV screen and you're like, hey, look, known figure doing what they do best, just talking, shot, killed. It's disgusting, y'all, and it sickens to my stomach. Again, stay prayed up, y'all. Pray for the Kirk family as well, and just all I can say is y'all stay safe out there. Continue to stay informed, and also continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Peace and blessings. I'll talk to y'all soon. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.